It's a very slippery slope, though,
It can be.
because
It can be.
what we're doing in this moment is it's the story in our head of, well, I'm not going to talk to my supervisor potentially because they're not going to change. They're not going to care. Let me just, kind of like wipe my hands of this and find
Mhm.
a new job. Or maybe, maybe it's within your money. Maybe it's, I'm just going to do this now because I deserve it. I work hard. I'm going to, put this vacation on a credit card, and I don't care if it takes me 2 or 5 years to pay for it, but I deserve it and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Versus if you slow down and you think about it, do I really want to be paying for a vacation that we take 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now because I wasn't able to afford it at the time that we took it?
But let's make it like super simple for people. So I think about cooking, right? We need to eat, we're going to eat every day. I actually enjoy cooking. What I don't enjoy is I don't know, what we're going to have for dinner. And then we decide maybe like this idea, whatever the dish is, and then we look in the pantry and the fridge, we don't have the ingredients to make the dish, right? So now it's a last minute scramble. I'm running to the grocery store, or we're going to make something different that I do have, that we have the ingredients to make, and I'm rushing through cooking. I'm not enjoying the experience. I'm not making something that I actually want to eat. And so basically at the end of the day, I'm just surviving, right? Rather than thriving. Versus contrast that, do a little bit of prep, maybe plan out a few meals for the week, and then Thursday night rolls around, you already know what you're making. Maybe you work from home, so you were passing through the kitchen and you went ahead and hit the preheat on the oven, so it's ready to go. You got a couple of pans warming on the stovetop. You get all your ingredients out. You got the right ingredients, fresh ingredients. You've got an opportunity, and you build time in your schedule to do a little bit of prep, and that experience for me is so much more enjoyable, and I get as much enjoyment and satisfaction out of preparing the food and cooking the food as I do eating the food, and then it just always seems to taste that much better. So, um, for me, that's just a real simple kind of daily experience and exercise where slowing down and taking the time and being a little more intentional and not forcing myself into this mad dash sprint at the end where the hare loses the race because he thought he could sit around and do nothing because he was so much faster, while the tortoise just slowly made his way toward that finish line and ended up with so much margin that the hare couldn't catch back up.
I absolutely love what you just said, and it all resonates with me because one, I love to cook and I love to plan. Every weekend we meal plan for the week. We shop on the weekends, and then we know these are the meals we're making for the week. And even if our week changes and we
Mhm.
switch up the order in which we planned it out, that's okay. But the food is in the house. We're not running to the store. So I like everything that you said, and I think you can apply that framework to anything in your life. And so if you find that you're always running behind with figuring out what you're going to do for your meals, or you're running behind with your money, let's say, that the kids' sports are coming up and you're going to have to pay a fee, or the brakes are going to have to be repaired, or the tires are going to have to be replaced on your vehicle, but you don't equate that to actually spending money on those things, which means you're not carving out room in your budget for those things, then you're just behind again. And
Yeah.
then you're not enjoying it. It's like taking the car to the mechanic to get the brakes replaced is really a hassle. It's annoying. And now I'm getting a little anxious about it because I didn't plan for this big expense. And we all know tires can cost a lot of money. But if you own a vehicle, having a car maintenance savings fund where you're putting money into that fund every month
Yep.
will give you the ability to, when it comes time to replace the tires, brakes, windshield wipers, registration, whatever it is, you go into that account and pay for it, just like
That's right.
Donald explained with planning meals for the week. So putting in, or not really putting in, giving yourself the ability to slow down today, to do the planning, whether it's the meal planning, the budget planning your goals, short term and long term goals, so you know that they align with your values and truly where you want to, the direction that you want to head in, will all pay off dividends in the future. And if you keep in mind that this is your journey and not to try to keep up with your neighbor or whomever on social media, it doesn't matter where they are in their life. First of all, you have no idea what goes on in their life. You're not walking in their shoes. You don't know how much debt they have or how much angst they have in their life or stress. You just see the good things that they want you to see. And when we compare ourselves to those,
Imposter.
uh, yeah, it's, I mean, it's really, it's not a good place to make decisions